I told you guys already, when you start with a heart so early, I start feeling tingly things inside my stomach, you know, the whole tingling things. And then I start getting soft and sentimental like the president. And I'm starting to think maybe I shouldn't say fuck. Maybe I shouldn't say scunt because all the hearts are coming in. And you know, I have a weakness for the hearts. I mean, it would be nice if the donations can flow like the hearts, but don't get it twisted. I don't want to. Here he goes again with the donation stuff. Well, after all, I'm a bishop, and that's all we talk about, donations. Nonetheless, keep the hearts coming. Let the love flow. Because I have a lot to deal with today. So I need to know I have some love coming my way. I am unpredictable. Thank you. You never know which side I'll be on the next day. Today he's for this one, then tomorrow he comes. Why can't this guy just stick to one thing? Whether it's good or bad, just stick to one thing. That's what I'm doing. I'm supporting Ali, am I not? How I said I'm not supporting Ali, I'm sticking to that. What else do I need to stick to? I'm consistent with that. I don't care if Edgel is a PPP. I don't care if Edgel serves in the president's cabinet. I don't give a shit. I don't give a darn. Edgel has to go. Either way, saying Edgel must go and his body in there, how is that flip-flopping? I said from day one, last 2 Saturdays ago, I've said it on the day of the tragedy, Edgel must go. And I've said it every day after that. I waver, I shiver. I've been consistent. And when I say I'm done with the PPP, it's not over Edgel. It's not over Indar. Those two are assholes. It's because they don't want to extradite Ajri Mohammed. That's one. And two, they don't support me. That's why. It's personal. But Irfan Ali, he's free. I'll do that for free. I love the guy. But he's stressing these days, you know, so it's not a good thing. He has to face all of these hustlers and their fake news, calling the man a dictator. Well, yeah, he's afraid of Edgel. Okay, I give you that. But dictator? He put his friends and family in the commission of inquiry. A lot of you can't even trust your own fucking relatives. A lot of you who criticizing Ali and this commission, you have your wife and your wife can't access your bank account. You don't trust her to give her your PIN pass, your ATM card. Your own wife you don't trust. You don't trust your kids. Your relatives are the last people you want to trust. I mean, you are gossiping with your neighbor and you have your brother and sister right there, but you ain't gossiping with them. Why? Because you don't fucking trust them. And you want the president to trust a bunch of hooligans whom from day one has been planning to dethrone him, looking for any little thing to call for him to be impeached, and you want him to trust them, the enemy of state? Oh no. You want somebody impartial who has no connections so they can give you the verdict as it was? Get the outsiders. How many of you that has businesses? Let me talk to the Indo-Guyanese, the ones who are talking this skunks. How many of you have businesses? And the head of your company is a black man. The people you send to the bank with your money are your black employees. Why not trust your own people? Why not send the Indo-Guyanese that works for you to deposit your money in the bank? Why not? Because you don't trust them. But you trust another race, an outsider, and you want politicians who are fighting for the same thing, to trust each other when it comes to delivering justice and impartiality. Let's use our common sense. Common sense. Don't criticize the man with no substance. You ain't got no substance. I told you from day one, we are using our emotions to vent it in areas that would not produce any results. If Guyana comes under a sanction, it will be too late for you to protest against Azriddin Mohammed for not surrendering. If Guyana comes under a sanction, the man you should be protesting for and calling for him to step down and step aside is the opposition leader. He's blocking a lot of things for the country. A lot of things he's blocking. So I said that it means that I am becoming sympathetic to the bishop. Welcome to the Uncensored Guyana Show. I'm Dr. L. Prasad, your precious gift, the good doctor. No. The 3 men currently on remand must be freed. Must be freed. There is nothing to hold them there. This got to play out. It's politics. It got to play out. But they're going home. And when they're out, they should use their lawyers to sue the DPP. Well, I don't know if Judy will be held liable for that, but the one who advised Judy to charge these men should be sued. The DPP. File a lawsuit against her. She knows better. But that's for another show. But for today, I'm saying to you, first it was a revolution. Then they wanted to burn the city down. Then the homosexual Mark Benchcop was calling for them to target ministry buildings. That was their plan. But they had to get something to ignite the desires they have planted in the people's heads months ago. This is the only thing they have right now that they can exploit. This unfortunate tragedy, the only thing that they have. And so far, it's not working for them. Now Azriddin is becoming more aggressive since he lost his appeal at the CCJ. Now he's becoming ruthless, brutal. He's saying things now to challenge the status quo. He's begging for them to come after him now because he has no other ammunition. All the gameplay have been used up. There is nothing else in their playbook. The only thing now is to have a civil unrest. That's what could save him. A civil unrest. Judge Judy must, it matters not how much money she gets. It matters not how much bribery, allegedly, she gets. The fact that the CCJ found no reason to terminate the case, or in Azriddin's words, cause it to start anew, it is because so far, everything was done according to the books. everything. The points they were making, this thing should not have reached us. You have smart people in the justice system in Guyana, more smart people than we are. You have legal experts there. And they have dismissed this thing so many times, it should not have reached us. There is no reason for this case to have been postponed, rescheduled, calling for this witness and that witness. There's no basis for that. This thing should have been heard and delivered and done with the first time. The first time, it's as simple as that. It's a clear-cut case. Why was it prolonged and prolonged and prolonged until it reached the CCJ? That's where the question lies. The only person who had the authority to prolong the case was Judge Judy, and she did. Why? Now, she has no reason to. Now she cannot justify any more adjournment for another date. She can't justify that. The next hearing of this case has to be the conclusion of it. It has to be the conclusion of it. They can't fake illness. They can't even fake death, because one will still be alive. There is no way out of this. It's at the end. It's finished. It's done. You can't get away from this, Azriddin Mohammed. You can't. It's over. The next hearing, you're finished. The only thing that can buy you time is the fact that Judge Judy hasn't announced the next hearing. She hasn't done it yet. And until she does, consider that your borrowed time. That is your borrowed time. So whatever you're planning to do, you better do it within this time that you have. Because if she announced it, that the hearing is next week, you have from now to next week in freedom. So if she takes another month or 2 months or 3 months, the public will understand that she's just buying you time for you to do whatever you're planning to do, hoping that that works. But I've mentioned before, even a civil war would not stop the Americans from coming and get you. Matter of fact, they'll come faster. So go ahead. You're planning to shut the city down? Go right ahead. Go right ahead. You want to put the whole country on hold? You have my blessings. Go ahead. Then they don't have to go through the courts to get you. Then all the president has to do is to just ask for foreign help. And the foreign help comes and they go get you. Don't worry, you won't be on a boat. You'll be on a plane. Now I want to pause that for now. I need to talk to the Afro-Guyanese. You are the prize. A very valuable prize. Afro-Guyanese, you are a very important, valuable prize that everybody wants to win. Let me paint a picture. It is evident to the People's Progressive Party Civic, it is evident. It has been since the Jack Dio time that for them to tip the scale, the political scale, they have to secure a large amount of Afro-Guyanese support. The People's Progressive Party understands it is impossible for them to secure any majority in the parliament without Afro-Guyanese votes. They need that. Without that, you have another 2015. Without Afro-Guyanese votes and support, you have another 2015 all over again. You have another 2015 all over again. They know that. So the most important and relevant demographic to guarantee continuous victory for the PPP are the Afro-Guyanese votes. So tell me, how do you allow the politicking propaganda nonsense from the losing camp to inject into your minds, Afro-Guyanese, that the PPP is targeting for poverty Afro-Guyanese, targeting for impoverishment? So therefore, every opportunity the opposition gets, and now they want to capitalize on this tragedy to instill in your unconscious consciousness that the PPP hates Afro-Guyanese. What is a fact? What is a fact? The people who benefited, and I've said this continuously, the people who benefited from the Ali, especially Irfan Ali regime from 2020 to now, are the Afro-Guyanese community. It is a fact. It is indisputable. You can't dispute it. You can't prove me wrong. It is a fact on the ground. Because Ali understands as a statesman, the future of his party depends on the sympathy of the Afro-Guyanese. The sympathy. Why would he fuck that up? Why would he conspire to destroy that? You tell me why. No clever politician would take that risk. Even if they are racial, they understand they can't exist in power without that demographic. So they'll make sure that they concentrate most of their budget towards the communities and the interpersonal development of that particular demographic. The Afro-Guyanese don't need the PPP. The PPP needs the Afro-Guyanese. Don't you think that is more powerful? It's a more powerful bargaining chip in any political arena. It's not who you want, it's who wants you. Isn't that what we tell men? Don't chase the girl that you want. Promote your abilities, and the girl that wants you is going to chase you. And she will do whatever you tell her because she wants you more than you want her. It's the same. Irfan Ali and the PPP wants the Afro-Guyanese much more than the Afro-Guyanese need Irfan Ali and the PPP. So how is he going to fuck that up? Jagdeo didn't fuck it up. Why would Ali screw it up? There I made the point. What is coming out of the PNC, and now what is coming out of this loser, Ajuri Muhammad, is crap. Is scrap iron, just like the MV Burima. That's coming out of the camp of the Win camp and the PNC. Scrap iron, as they call it. Okay, that's coming out of their mouth. Because nobody believes the shit they're saying. PPP don't like black people. People don't like black people. Then if the PPP don't like black people, I'm the only black man they don't like. I'm the only black man the PPP don't like. Because from what I'm seeing, The PPP loves the Afro-Guyanese more than they love the Indo-Guyanese. That's a fact. Just for the likes. You need more evidence to that? You need more evidence to that? I told you yesterday, how many Indo-Guyanese ministers had to resign under Jaglio? Count them. Only one black. The other 3 or 4 that resigned under Jaglio were Indo-Guyanese. Indo-Guyanese. Granger. Most were blacks that resigned under Granger or couldn't access certain things. Because PNC don't like black people. Irfan Ali. Look at the criminal Edgil. He's black, right? You think if Edgil was an Indian, you think if Edgil, fuck Indar. Forget about Indar. You understand? Indar is a loser. He's on the Edgil. You can't fire Indar without Edgil. They both go together. But if the Minister of Public Works, if this situation that had happened, unfortunately, and the minister was an Indo-Guyanese, you think we'll have this discussion? You think? President Irfan Ali himself would have gone to the ministry's office and dragged that Indian man out the office himself. He would have done it. He would have done it. Why? To please the Afro-Guyanese community. He would have done it to please the Afro-Guyanese community. Because Ali slimes to the Afro-Guyanese. Don't take that I'm cussing Ali. No, I'm not cussing Ali. I'm just making a point. But he slimes to Afro-Guyanese. And the PNC don't like that. Ajuri Mohammed hates the sight how Irfan Ali slimes under the black people. He hates that. In his mind, what's this guy doing? You slime into those black people? Ajuri Mohammed don't like the sight of Ali sliming to the blacks. It puts him under pressure to slime as well. And he ain't gonna do that. He owned boats since he was a 6-year-old boy. You think a 6-year-old boy that owned ships, steamers, trawlers, tugboats, you think he's gonna slime to black people today? No, of course not. So he don't like the idea of Ali sliming to black people. Because he wants to keep the blacks where he thinks the black belongs. Just waiting until he calls them to either go and harass somebody, rob some competitor store, burn some building down, and in this case, protest for him. That's how he sees black people. That's Ajuri Mohammed. But look at Irfan Ali's record. Even while he was in opposition, look at his record. The things that we accuse him of doing, yes, Ali was confrontational. He was aggressive. He used to cuss out the police. He wanted to fight with the police. Yes, Ali was a bully in the opposition. But why do you think he was like that? He was like that because he didn't want the black people to face the bullet. He didn't want the protesters who usually come out and follow him in protest. He didn't want them at the front getting beat up and arrested by the police. That's why he took on that personality, to protect the black people that he slimed to then and he's still sliming to. So we remove the whole racist talk. Remove that crap. Ajruddin is jealous because Irfan Ali has a stronger command when it comes to Afro-Guyanese than Indo-Guyanese. A stronger command. So ignore that. Now, I'm not going to come to the defense of the First Lady of Guyana. That's Ali. That is President Ali's position, to defend his wife. But I have a platform, and if I'm dealing with issues, I'll deal with issues. Yes, I did say that the First Lady, since she championed a lot of causes for disabled and handicapped and things like that, she should have at least showed her face around in this tragedy. Should have. It's an observation, and yes, it's a missed opportunity. No excuse can excuse this away. Good. So while all of these heads are pointing a finger that the First Lady didn't do this or do that, Azradine, where is your wife? As opposition leader, you are the president to the opposition party. Your constituents, as you called it, your people that you represented. Where is your wife? Of all the philanthropy work you did, of all the donations you gave out as opposition leader, the flood victims as Minister of Floods, and all these things you've done. Good. That's good. I like charity. How come your wife never accompanied you? Unless you're validating the point that Hannah is your wife, because she's everywhere. She got a husband, but she's behind you like the tail of a cow following the ass. She is there to cover your butthole. Everywhere you are, Hannah is. And you wouldn't understand that she has a husband and you have a wife. She's not your wife. You're not her husband. This is an unnatural union with you and your sister. Unnatural. And you're not hiding it anymore. So while you criticize the president's wife, who has 2 young children to deal with, not every woman wants to leave her children in the care of the housemaid or the nanny. And you should understand as an Indo-Guyanese man that Indian women are like black women. They don't want anybody raising their kids. When you see they take their kids to day school or babysitters, because they can't help it. But if they can help it, they want to be with their kids. White women like to dump their children to babysitters. White women. Not Indians, not black people. So you should know better. Azradine, the First Lady, if she had to be with her children, that is understood. She's a mother. I wouldn't give her a fault for that. So not because she's a president's wife, she wants to leave her children for days with a babysitter. No. Your wife couldn't do it, and your kids are grown. You have teenage daughters, Azradine. Teenage daughters who could take care of themselves in your huge mansion. So your wife couldn't leave your teenage daughters, who are grown women, to move around with you in the country, around the country, helping with the work of the party. Or is she not a politician? She doesn't support what you do? She's not into your politics? Or are you the Shia Muslim that says, your job is to suck on my dick, raise up that long dress when I want to fuck the pussy, cook the food, and say, yes, Azradine, no, Azradine. That's your job. Is that what it is? You treat your wife like a terrorist? How these extreme terrorists in the Hamas and Hezbollah and all these people treat their women? That's how you treat your wife? That's why we never see her. If you're going to throw stone at another man's wife, come on, man. You have a wife. I mean, when you go to socialize with those Brazilian prostitutes, your wife knows you go with a prostitute. But according to your religion, not Islam, Sharia law, you are allowed to have several prostitutes. How much is it? 70 virgins? But these bitches are not virgins. So you exploit that opportunity while your wife is in prison, counting money all day, or she's guarding it. Don't point fingers at another man's wife. The difference with you and Ali, you are the top of your class. You are a billionaire plus the opposition leader. Ali is a millionaire and the president. He's doing his thing. You're doing your thing. If his wife is babysitting his young children, what is your wife doing? So let's remove that. Hannah is not your wife. And Hannah Mohammed, do I have to tell you I like you for you to unblock me? People are sending me your post, Hannah, but I can't watch it. I can't check out the post. I can't vet what they're saying because I have no access to your page. And if I have to go and create a fake account just to see what Hannah is politicking about, that will make me a loser. It means I'm desperate. It means I really want to put my eyes on Hannah. And no, Hannah, I don't. So I'm asking you nicely. I'm asking you nicely, Hannah Mohammed, unblock me from your fucking page so I can see the shit you're posting. See, I asked nicely. Now, Azruddin, I'm encouraging you to lock the city down. Go ahead. Put Georgetown under the lockdown that you are threatening. A protest pandemic. Go ahead. Lock the city down. Matter of fact, lock the country down. I dare you. Go ahead and do it. But you need people to do that. You can't do it with your words. You need people. You need black people. So I come back to what I was expressing from my heart to my brothers and sisters who are Afro-Guyanese. You are the prize. Stop fulfilling the dreams of people who only have their agenda, their interest, and they realize for them to achieve their objective, they need to always abuse you, use you, and treat you as if you're stupid. You are some of the most smartest people in Guyana. You work hard, you sacrifice, you protect your children, your neighborhood, you stand up for justice, you fight for justice. Don't allow politicians to hijack that part of you and use you as pawns. Those few nasty looking face black women, niggers, who you see want to rush up and hit people, and then they're like, oh, look, a PPP bitch here hitting somebody. That ain't PPP bitch. That woman there, I don't know where she belongs. She's a ghetto slut. She ain't PPP nothing. If they now feel that the crowd that gathered around Edgel's house were bullying Edgel, isn't that what black people do? That's what black people do, right? If they see somebody is being bullied, they don't care who the person is. It don't have to be their brother or their relatives. As long as they see somebody is being bullied, they're going to jump in that fight. They're not asking questions. They make it their fight. It's a typical thing with blacks. So it's not perceived that because people show up there, Ali sent them. They may have gone on their own accord because they think, hey, these people are using the protesters to harass this man. Edgel is guilty. They want Edgel to have due process. They want him to face due process. But they won't stand by and allow you to go to burn the man house down. No civil-minded individual would allow that. They will step out and say, no, let the police deal with this. Don't hurt the man, don't this. This is how black people are. It doesn't mean that PPP sent them or they are supporters of Edgel. They're just rogue agents who may have been on the sideline and say, hey, they're used to fighting. They grew up on the street, probably just smoked a jammy or just drink some alcohol and they're like not thinking and they're ready to fight. But already you're associating that oh, the troublemakers of the PPP come there to inflame the situation and then they will say, look at these blacks who are protesting, they're thugs and they're niggas. No. Again, playing on the emotions of the decent Afro-Guyanese. I said people have a right to protest and ask for the resignation, the firing, the imprisonment of Kwan Edgel and Indar. I said that. I support any protest to get rid of Edgel and Indar. And if it means they have to go to his house and make noise for him to say, okay, fuck it, enough is enough, I quit, good. Good. But they haven't stepped on his premises. You're on the street. There are other people living in that neighborhood. If they ain't complain, why should you think that Edgel is special? That nobody can stand in front of his house on the street. How this has been misconstrued is because the opposition factors show their faces. They hijacked the protest. That's when it becomes a problem. That is when it becomes a problem. People just want to go and say, hey man, this isn't about Azradine or Campbell or Vilac or Francis Fockley. Ain't about those people. This is about justice for people who are missing, dead, who are discovered dead, people who are traumatized, the 3 men who are in prison. This is about them. The public want justice for them. They don't give a damn about Azradine Mohammed. But in order to get the maximum publicity, you don't block the man from filming. You don't stop him from coming and speaking. They insert themselves into the protest to make it seem like they organize it, like it's their initiative. No, it's not. It has nothing to do with the Mohammeds. So I want you to pay keen attention to this. That was about this tragedy with these people. But yet, Azradine stole the opportunity to talk about his murder charge, to talk about the CCJ case, to talk about the extradition. He stole the opportunity to try this case in public, to now again superficially project his innocence. What does that got to do with the people protest? So people don't want to come out for this very reason. For the very reason people don't want to come out to join with their brothers to call for Edgel to resign. Because when they come out, these nasty, opportunistic politicians like Azradine and the PNC side, they come and they politicize the whole thing. Ali must go, PPP must go. What the fuck does that got to do with the tragedy? Edgel must go, Indar must go, that's it. That's it. All these other useless slogans, for what? For what? Aubrey Norton. You have a talent for spoiling things. Aubrey Norton, one of your strongest talents is spoiling things. I mean, you should be nowhere close to food. Trust me. No, especially not in the supermarket where they have an ice cask, where they have a refrigerator, with things like milk and things that can spoil and turn. You should be nowhere close to that. Send somebody to do your shopping. Stay out the kitchen, Aubrey. The only place you are allowed to be is in a rum shop because you can't spoil rum. You can only cure it. The more it ferments, the stronger it is, and that's good for you, Aubrey Norton. But why didn't you stay hidden? Why didn't you stay hidden? I thought you went to Alcohol Anonymous in the United States because the Guyana one, you don't trust them. They're going to now leak information and talk about your story, that you started drinking since you were 5 years old. You want to keep that secret. So you go all the way to New York at the Alcohol Anonymous for your rehabilitation. You should have just stayed there. Which politician leader has vacation? Or haven't I heard you correctly? Which politician leader, I mean opposition leader, takes a vacation? You are still the head of the PNC. You're still the head. There is no day off when you are the head of a party. You are still in that capacity because you are receiving the money for that function. You conveniently went on leave during one of Guyana's most darkest period. Now I have to compare you to Jagdeo. Jagdeo chose to have a conference for Amerindians around the time when he should have said, hey, postpone this conference. Let me deal with this thing with my president. You went on leave, he took the conference. Both of you. But at least he was in the country. So you show up out of the blues, Aubrey, and you spoil what they call a press conference. It was nice seeing Dexter Todd and Sherrod Duncan and these other losers there. You know, let them fight it out. Let them try and divide the time, the attention they have. But you had to come and insert your fucking self, your drunk ass today. I mean, come on, man. Have you started drinking from 6 this morning? Because you had a press conference and you were fucking drunk. Norton. You were drunk. Are you coming talking about PPP? What they should have done? You're criticizing Commission of Inquiry. Look at your condition. You were not in the country, Norton. How could Ali have consulted with the opposition leader? You weren't there. So you should have stayed away. Don't come now and pretend like if you care, just because you see that a woman is fighting with her husband. You're like, oh my gosh, baby. You know, I don't understand how you treat you like that. Yeah, but where were you all the time? Why you show up now? Norton, you should have stayed in America. Get your therapy on. Enjoy your vacation. Suck on Smelly Smells pussy. Whatever it is, get Rick Ford Smart to jerk you off. Enjoy your 70-year-old experience. You come and show up with your fucking drunk face, sleepy eyes, your slurry voice. For what, Norton? For what? You spoil it for those people, man. I'm like, what the Remember, you are in government. You fucked up. This thing should not have occurred because all you and Patterson did was patch up the boat. And because you know the risk you put the people on, you were showing up there to make sure that no extra weight goes on the boat. The point is, the boat was scrap iron since in PNC time. Since then, it was a piece of scrap iron waiting to sink. Since then, Coming now and pretending you care is just being a hypocrite, a bloody hypocrite. Stay out of it. You are uncalled for. Guyanese, Afro-Guyanese, the PNC played you. APNU played you. You got nothing during their years in the presidency. Nothing. That's why they were voted no confidence. Look at your life now. Had it not been for this unfortunate tragedy, we would not have this conversation. I would have just been doing what I do best, calling for Azradin to be extradited. Now I have to call for Edgel to be fired. But had it not been for what Edgel did, we wouldn't be talking about this. Nobody would be calling for PPP must go. No, we wouldn't be having this conversation because we never had it. For 6 years, we never had it. Nobody called for Ali to go, PPP to go. Nobody did. With all the corruption they talked that was there, the public wasn't buying it. Nobody believed it because there was no evidence to that. But we have a huge evidence now of this boat sinking. That's tied to the idiot minister who took it for granted. So let's deal with him. Let's deal with Edgel. Leave Ali out of this. When the pressure is too much and Edgel doesn't want to willingly resign, Ali will have to say, well, you know what, buddy? I give you enough time. I tried to hold you as long as I could have, but listen, this is bad for me. This is bad for the country. This is bad for the party. You got to go. You got to step aside. Ali will have to come to that position eventually because Edgel is an arrogant, hard-headed, pompous, stubborn individual. And he has to be treated harshly. But if it's up to him, he will never willingly step aside. Because he thinks that he is God's blessings to Guyana. That's what he thinks. That's what they all think, these so-called bishops. I'm not your blessing, I'm your precious gift. You are my blessings. Folks, collectively, we understand what has to be done. We shall deliver what needs to be delivered. But don't confuse it. Let them do what they have to do. Don't get your emotions hijacked, and then you would live to regret it. Because if Azradin used you to achieve his objective, he is still a billionaire. He is still going to create whatever destruction he has to create. But you are still amongst the people they claim poor. Your situation wouldn't change. And I'm telling you this again, my Afro-Guyanese brothers and sisters. I'm telling you this again. If the Indo-Guyanese can value his life so as to stay away from any public unrest, any stupid protest, any terrorism and looting, if the Indo-Guyanese values his life and his future, that he wants not to partake in this nonsense, you should value your life even more. Unless you see Indo-Guyanese come out in their thousands for any protest, you don't come out. Azradin is Indo-Guyanese. If the Indo-Guyanese would not come out for Azradin, you, the Afro-Guyanese, should not come out for Azradin. Let his own people support him first. If he can't get them to support him, why the fuck you should support him? Because he's fighting for you? He's fighting for you? Really? Before this year, before 2026, who fought for you in the past? Before 2025, who fought for you? Who? Who were on the road fighting the PNC for you? Who was? Ali was not the opposition leader then. Jagdeo was. Ali got elected at the Congress late in the 2015-2020. That he was elected party leader. Hence, he became the presidential candidate. But before that, he was a nobody, ex-minister, that's all. But yet, every public strike and protest, Ali was fighting. He was at the front line. And he had no sanctions on his name, no indictment, no criminal charges. He just liked fighting for people. So he fought for who? Who are the working class in Guyana? The Afro-Guyanese. So what Ali did during the PNC regime, it was for Afro-Guyanese. Wasn't for himself. Because if he had not received the election of the PPP Congress, all of that would have been for nothing. Somebody else would have been the president today. And all the fighting Ali fought, protests and fighting with police and all these things, it would have been for nothing. So who has a hidden agenda? The billionaire suddenly come on the scene because he wants to stay out of prison. And now he's talking in his $10,000 shirt, $20,000 pants, and telling you, the Afro-Guyanese, he's fighting for you just because he wants you to take a bullet for him. He wants you to lock the city down so he looks good that he ordered it. Think. The Mohammeds are using you. His sister especially. She's using the black men. Well, they like it. They like it. I mean, the daughter of a billionaire paying me to fuck her, bring it on. Bring their Ferrari. I'll settle for that. Then I'll sell it because I don't need it. But a billionaire's daughter paying me, I gotta be her gigolo, her male prostitute. They ain't gonna pay you $1,000. You talking $20,000 up. You talking 5 million, 10 million. Bring it on, of course. It's every black man's dream to have the daughter of a billionaire cheat on her white husband with him and paying him to fuck her. Every black man's dream. So yes, in that sense, she likes black people, black men. I get it, good. But when you're telling black people like Mahi Paul and yesterday, oh, y'all don't go and loot and burn stuff because, you know, the y'all this and y'all that. Come on, Mahi Paul. Fucking disrespectful. The Namsel don't have homosexuals. The Namsel men like pussy. Yeah, they're tall, they're strong, they're handsome. I get it. I understand why you were attracted to go there. I understand. But let me correct you there. That village don't have homosexuals. They're all straight men. So you wasted your time, Mahi Paul. You are not attractive for those men. They know that you are Mahi Paul. They know who you are. You can't pretend that you are lost in the middle of the night. You can't go home. You are afraid to drive. Can I stay at your place? Can I lodge here? I'm going to pay you rent for the night. And while we're there, can I pay you to suck your dick? Or just show it to me. Show me your dick. Mahi Paul, ain't gonna happen in the Namstel. I don't know about Buxton, but I can tell you the Namsel, Hannah can go there. Oh yeah. Hannah can go there. They would fuck her for free. They run a train on that pussy for free. They'll tell you, use the money to pay a taxi to get back home. But you, Mahi Paul, don't go disrespecting my people. They're not protesting for PNC or APNU and win. They want that man out of prison. I want him out of prison. That is what they're calling on the government for. They don't even care if Edgel is fired. They just want the man out. And since he went there with his two colleagues, they want all three of them out. You think they're going to spend days and nights on the street calling for a corrupt bishop, a wicked bishop to go? You think they were in that crowd at Edgel's house last night? They were not a part of that crowd. That crowd called for him to resign. But the people in Melanie on the East Coast, the people in Denamstel, they are calling for their sons, brother, husband, father to be freed from these fake charges. That's all they want. The president has to understand what political risk he's taking, not firing Edgel. But those people aren't concerned about the politics to fire this man. They just want their father, son, husband, brother out of the fucking prison for being the scapegoat for Edgel. I want that, they want that. Stay away from them, Mahi Paul. Azradine, stay the fuck away from these black people. Stay away. Do your own protest. Organize your own gang and shut the city down. Do your thing. But you stand and take the bullet. Don't sell my people out for your agenda. Don't do it. This end of days where blacks don't have a choice. They have a choice now. And like I said, they chose to put Irfan Ali a second time. And Irfan Ali understands that without the blacks, he would not have been there. He understands that. So if they think, if the black people of Guyana thinks that a PPP as a party doesn't deserve their support anymore, 2030 is coming. And at the next election, if that's the case, they'll make it known. But until then, don't fabricate a reason that doesn't exist and expect the blacks to follow you blindly. PPP must go. PPP must go. No, shit don't work like that. Edgel must go. Indar must go. Azradine Mohammed must go. Shell must go. Norton must go the fuck back to Alcohol Anonymous in New York and stay there. Retire in peace, Norton. Retire in peace. Go and solve your issues with Smelly Smell. You are the closest she can get to the president. You wanted to be president? She can't get the president. She can't come to Guyana to get Azradine. When Azradine is in New York next month, she can't go there to get him at the prison. The only thing close to these men are you, Norton. But I must warn you, alcohol and Viagra don't work together. Viagra and alcohol don't work together. You can start masturbating now and drinking a lot of water. Keep masturbating. So when you go back to New York, masturbate the day before. So when Smelly Smell meets you, you still might have an erection that is a bit fragile, flaccid, but at least it might work. She can hold it up, prop it up, and suck on it. Don't worry. I don't like people cussing. I don't like people cussing. I don't. So, this is what I have on my agenda. And since I'm in the mood of predictions, I'll give you another prediction here. Caroline Rodriguez, if that's the correct name, the government's the country's permanent representative at the United Nations, Caroline Rodriguez. My prediction is she will become the next UN General Secretary. She'll be the first indigenous person to hold that post. United Nations General Secretary, Caroline Rodriguez. That's my prediction. I'm predicting that. So if she becomes, when she becomes the next United Nations General Secretary, of course she will make Guyana proud. She will put Guyana on the map. And it is also an extension to the blessings of the People's Progressive Party, because she comes from the People's Progressive Party. She was once Amerindian minister. And under her, the Amerindian community flourished. They flourished. She was one of the best Amerindian ministers Guyana ever produced. I don't know these whitewash they have now. I don't know who the fuck they are. These Amerindian ministers Guyana has now. They should fire them. Put an Indian. Put an Indo-Guyanese as Amerindian minister or some black person. But for the past two Amerindian ministers in 2020 to 2025, and then the one that came after that, waste of a time, waste of a fucking time. Put them somewhere else. I don't know, maybe to wash cars or some shit. But the best Amerindian minister is this woman, Caroline Rodriguez, at the UN. And my prediction is she will be the next General Secretary. Let's wait and see. As of this show, I don't know what happened. But let's wait and see. So I close with that. Share this live. Subscribe to the channel. And let's continue to call a spade and continue until Edgel is finally gone. Call for his resignation, his firing, him and Indar. Let's continue that. But we're sticking to that. That's what we're calling for. Don't get distracted or thrown off course. Just Edgel and Indar. That's it. Thanks for your attention. Narcissist, The Brown Deception, The Brown Betrayal, on Amazon.com. One of my books, Prince Ali and the President, Amazon.com. Black Plague, I Come in the Name of Hate. Norton should get this one. No, sorry. This is Black. Yeah. I Come in the Name of Hate. Norton, you should get this. You should say, I come in the name of alcohol, Norton. I, Norton, Compton, Aubrey Norton, come in the name of alcohol. But that's not for sale. This is for sale. Amongst these three, there are 4 others. And then you get the 8-part series books on Amazon.com. Go there today, support the books, buy the books, because your support counts. Because of the show, I've lost, because of the past week, rather. Almost 2 weeks now, is it? Yes. Tomorrow, Saturday, will make 2 weeks. In the past 2 weeks, I've practically lost all, from both sides, of my supporters, financial supporters, and donors. All of them. I've lost. I'm telling you like it is. Why? Because the way the narrative that I pushed, this side didn't like it. And then when I stand neutral, the other side didn't like it. That's my dilemma. I always have to pick a side, but that's what I can't do. The only side I pick is the side of the people. So for me to continue to have the freedom to deliberate, to host my views, and to stand for people, it means the people have to support me. The people, because the people now, they won't give a shit. But when you have special interests and, then if they don't like what you say, they pull their support. And that is what happened. For the past 2 weeks, every single one of them left. Simply because I was honest. So yeah, I'm still saying it. I support the APNU. I'm not supporting WIN. I'm not supporting the PPPC. I'm supporting President Irfan Ali as the president. So no support came from APNU, none from WIN, and none from the PPPC. So I'm alone with you, the viewers, you, my supporters. So please go to Amazon.com and buy a book. At least I'm encouraging you to read. Reading is fun to the mind and the heart. And as you read my books, the next time you make decisions to vote in the next elections, you'll know exactly why you should vote and who you should vote for. Ali can't get a third term, or else I'll tell you right now, vote for Ali again. But if Mustafa gets a chance, then yeah, I'll tell you vote for Mustafa. Zulkifar Mustafa. And just for the records, he don't support me. So don't think because I talk about Mustafa, it means, oh, maybe he's no. He's an honest minister of government. The way he has transformed the agriculture sector, in both terms, I'm impressed because I eat healthy. I want Guyanese to be first-class citizens. I want Guyanese to eat healthy. The man is fair, impartial, and he gives opportunities to the smallest backyard kitchen garden farmer. Everybody has access to farming agricultural opportunities under INDAR. And he has no contracts of which he is tied to. I know Azruddin Mohammed was cancelled because of his sanctions, and he has a beef to pick with the man. The VPAC people, they have a poultry business, and they want to import some sick birds from whatever country cheap to sell expensive in Guyana, and they can't get no license to do it, so they're angry. It's personal with these guys, personal. So yes, if Mustafa is going to be the next president, of course, I'll tell you vote for him. I'll tell you right now I'm saying that. But I don't know. It takes the Congress to say who will be the next presidential candidate. My mind has changed on prayer. Yeah, I change my mind from time to time, but for now it's changed. It has changed. I'm Team Mustafa now. No, Ali, but you get it. Anyway, it's Friday. Until next time, goodbye.